All right. Leo Santa Cruz moving up to 130 pounds. Says he wants to be a 4-division title holder. He says champion. I say title holder. I don't know who that's going to be against, but it dang sure ain't going to be against Gervonta Davis. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel, subscribers. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, hit the bell icon. Also, I want to thank you to everybody that supports the channel on the Patreon, on the Cash App, and the live streams that we do Monday through Friday. This video today is dedicated to a man, Saint Cruisin', longtime supporter of the channel, sir. It's always a pleasure to see you in the live streams. Thank you very much for your support. Now, let's get into this. Leo Santa Cruz. What can I say about Leo Santa Cruz? Very good fighter, accomplished fighter. But in my book, he's more known for ducking Guillermo Rigondeaux than anything else. Leo Santa Cruz, Carl Frampton, Abner Mares, Leo Santa Cruz, all those guys right in there moved out of the 122-pound division into the 126-pound division to avoid that El Chical, and went on to make a good amount of money, have really good fights between themselves. But it was really hard for me personally to get behind any of those guys because of their flat out refusal to fight Guillermo Rigondeaux. However, with Leo Santa Cruz moving up to 130 pounds, Leo Santa Cruz is walking into something here. Because I cannot see Leo Santa Cruz beating any of the champions at 130 pounds. I can't see him beating Miguel Berchelt. I think Miguel Berchelt is too big. I think Miguel Berchelt is too much trouble for Leo Santa Cruz. I cannot see him beating Jamal Herring, even though that was probably the one that he has the best chance at, Jamel Herring. But I do believe, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, I think that Jamel Herring is a top ranked fighter? But top rank or matchroom fighter, and I'm not sure. But that would be the PBC working with them. They would probably have to work something out for that. And maybe Tevin Farmer. Tevin Farmer fight would be good, but I see Tevin Farmer outpointing Leo Santa Cruz. The most logical and the easiest fight to be made in that weight class at 130 pounds is definitely Gervonta Davis. And I'm quite sure that Gervonta Davis would love to get that fight with him. And it would be a massacre. I don't believe the thing, it might not go 8 rounds. If it goes 8 rounds, I would be really, really surprised. I do think Leo Santa Cruz is a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. I think Leo Santa Cruz is a good fighter. But Leo Santa Cruz, he's just a basic 1-2 kind of come forward fighter. Throws a lot of punches, very accurate with his jab, with his straight right. He will go to the body, but straight up and down, no special effects. And Gervonta Davis in my book is a KILLER for sure. A couple of days ago, maybe it was last week, I did a video where I told people that I have Gervonta Davis in my top 5 pound for pound in boxing, my list of the top 5 pound for pound fighters in the world. Most people that I said disagreed with me and said, yeah, I can easily find 5 fighters that are better than Gervonta Davis. Mentioned, of course, Terrence Crawford, Vasily Lomachenko, Canelo Alvarez, Errol Spence. I assume they're also talking about Gennady Golovkin and maybe Monster Inoue and Estrada and all those guys. I can't see it, man. I can't see it. I think that Gervonta Davis right about now is one of the most underrated fighters in boxing. For the accolades that he gets, despite that, I think that people really are overlooking Gervonta Davis's talent. And I find it really funny how certain people can get praised for fighting for their fights, even though they're fighting a bunch of people that most people never heard of. Because let's be honest, most fighters that are coming out of South America and most fighters coming out of Mexico for the first or second time, most people haven't heard of. I doubt very much that most people have heard of most of the people that Monster Inoue has fought. I doubt that most people have heard of Monster Inoue himself. However, doesn't seem to keep these big magazines and these big websites from figuring out who they are and giving him credit on his potential, right? Same thing would apply to almost everybody that Gennady Golovkin fought, with the exception of Daniel Jacobs and Canelo Alvarez. Who are these guys? You could do that. You could play that game with anybody. But for me, Gervonta Davis, based for his skill set, is what I believe his upside is, his skills, his physical talents. I think Gervonta Davis is one of the best dudes in boxing. And if Leo Santa Cruz could beat him, then Leo Santa Cruz, I would have to say, is that dude would be a heck of a lot better than I think he is. Now, to Leo Santa Cruz's defense, though, when I pointed out who was in the pound for pound list and all that stuff, find it interesting that people never mention Leo Santa Cruz. Leo Santa Cruz, I do believe, has won belts in 3 weight divisions. I do believe he's won it at 118, 122, and 126. He's been a world champion in three weight divisions. If he was to fight a Jamel Herring and get this, it would be he'd be a champion in 4 different weight divisions. I think that's what Mikey Garcia was going for against Errol Spence, wasn't it? 126, 130, 135, 147. Right now, Leo Santa Cruz, according to the weight divisions that he's won belts in, is already matched what Mikey Garcia, somebody else who's on the pound for pound list, has already done. I do believe that's as many weight classes as Monster Inoue has won belts in. He's only lost one time in a fight, by the way. There was a good fight that he rematched immediately and won against Carl Frampton. So, why isn't Leo Santa Cruz on the tip of all of these media writers' tongues, right? Because that's what people say. Oh, pound for pound, how many weight classes have you won? How many weight classes have you won fights in? How many 3 division weight classes are there in boxing at this point in time? Vasyl Lomachenko is a 3 division weight champ, isn't he? 126, 130, 135. He's not going to 140. That's 3, right? That's the same 3 that Leo Santa Cruz has 3. Vasily Lomachenko has 3. How many does Terrence Crawford have? Terrence Crawford has 3. Leo Santa Cruz has 3. Now, big difference with Terrence Crawford is Terrence Crawford unified and won all the belts in the division, and Leo Santa Cruz has not done that. But hey, he's a 3 division champion. I think that maybe Chocolatito, before he got beat up by Sol Roivasai, and I know I'm killing that dude's name, probably won a few more than that. But hey, why not Leo Santa Cruz? Because Leo Santa Cruz is not on the tip of the tongue of these large big boxing media outlets, because he's not getting pushed to them by their promoters, and he's not fighting. Maybe it's because he's not fighting in New York City the weekend of the Boxing Writers Association of America Awards. Could it be? I think it could be. Now, I don't want to sound like a tremendous fan of Leo Santa Cruz, because I'm not a tremendous fan of Leo Santa Cruz. Only because Leo Santa Cruz didn't fight Guillermo Rigondeaux. Now, but I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen at 130 pounds with Leo. Leo is tall. He is rangy. for a 126 pounder. So maybe he can, maybe he can put on some extra weight and get a little bit stronger. He is very experienced, having fought Carl Frampton twice, having beaten Abner Mares. I mean, he's a very experienced fighter. And hey, man, now probably going towards the later end of his career, he's going for the gusto. So my hat's off to that. To him for that. Gervonta Davis, though, Gervonta Davis is gonna mop him, man. But it would be a big step-up fight. It would be the best fight on the resume of Gervonta Davis. Well, actually, I think it'd be the second best behind Jose Pedraza, but it is what it is with that. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.